Hey, everyone, guess who's back? It's Kamish back here with the draft preview here for Tier 2. And this time around, it's an original owner, guys, Robert. And, one thing I'll say about Robert, his team name here is Pukin Dogs. He was known as Templars in the LOC is what it was called then, now called the Wffl. So essentially Tier 1. And this guy did have 3 division titles in his time in the LOC and in Tier 1. So it does go to show you that good owners can fall. What I'll say about Robert, just as an owner, I have tremendous respect for this guy. Um, he's always had my back in certain situations. I've criticized this man immensely here in fantasy over time, and he's a guy that just puts things into perspective. Like, really, we're managing a fantasy team here, a make believe team. And what I'll say about this guy, I can just tell this guy has really good values, and my experience in dealing with them, and it's an absolute pleasure to have Robert in the league. So I'll just outline that. If I could find owners like him and to be in the league, and it'd be great. Another thing I'll say about Robert, he fell to Tier 2 for a reason, though, and the competition did get stiffer. He recognized that, he saw that, and again, he knows where his talent lies, and some people take this religiously, so and that obviously is going to factor into their team. We're in it for fun, and that's why we do this. First off, Robert, what I've been doing here for the previews is just kind of having fun with it, looking at where fantasy pros would have players ranked at this point in time. Again, it's not a winning formula because, of course, it doesn't factor in IDPs. Also want to tell you this, Robert, thank you for understanding why we did a full reset here for Tier 2. I know it's only your second year in Tier 2. The reason why we did it, with Sean also being in the league with 2 commissions, again, there was no rule here on me or him dropping or moving up a rank. So we could load up every year if we wanted to, go full sell, full buy, which I just don't think is the way we want to do things. I want you guys to win this league, and it's about finding the best owners moving up. That's why we now have the rule that I can't trade draft picks. Okay, so I just wanted to throw that out there as part of this preview for you today. So what I'm going to do here is just share my screen, have fun with this. That's what this is all about. When I look at Fantasy Pros, and unfortunately you drew the 16th draft position card, which sometimes isn't such a bad thing, though. And let's see if it works out to be that way. So pick 16 right now would be CD Lamb for you as a Dallas fan. I'm sure you'd be happy at that. And then you'd pick 17 as well right after. Lo and behold, it's Tony Pollard. Is this in the cards for a Dallas Cowboys fan? I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Pick 48 and 49 would be next for you. Cam Akers is at 48 here. 49, you'd go with DJ Moore, change of scenery, now in Chicago. Next up, you would have pick 80 and 81. That happens to be Treylon Burks in Tennessee, year 2 for him. We'll see if he does better. Brian Robinson is the next pick. And again, you're a guy entering year 2. Sometimes there's a sophomore slump. Sometimes these guys just take off. Then next up would be pick 112 and 113 for you. It's Kadarius Toney, who may be the WR1 in Kansas City. And then Devin Singletary, also a guy with a change of scenery now in Houston. So it'd be interesting to see how those picks would work out. And then pick 144 and 145 will end this 10-round fun mock draft. We got Jaylen Warren. And then the next pick after that, Josh Palmer. So, we just previewed Stewart and likely losers. He had the second draft position. You're coming in here with draft position 16 and 17. I think you might have ended up better. Let's have a look at what you would have drafted. CD Lamb is what you started with. Also at wide receiver, DJ Moore, Treylon Burks, Kadarius Toney, Josh Palmer. I like that 5. Imagine having that as your core starters. I think that sounds pretty good. Running back, you went Tony Pollard, Cam Akers, Brian Robinson, Devin Singletary, Jaylen Warren. Good running back depth there, hedging your risks too with numbers. I like it. The only thing about this mock, though, you didn't pick a tight end, which remains to be seen whether or not that would work out well. No quarterback as well. So who are you going to end up with at quarterback? Is it going to be a guy like Baker Mayfield? That would probably be a bit of a disaster, but who knows? Anyways, hope you enjoyed it, Robert, and looking forward to having you here in Tier 2 and trying to make your way back.